everybody. Excuse me. I thought I'd come back and share something that I figured out this morning. So I guess my brain is not yet on vacation. I figured out how to make some envelopes for the note cards that I created to go along with this box, the gift card set that I made. I showed this in a separate video, but this is the Lots of Love box framelits dies from Stampin' Up. It's 145653, and so I decided to store the framelits with the envelopes that I used to create for the project. So here's the framelits. This actually has a coordinating stamp set called Lots of Love from Stampin' Up. So I'll be using it for that. But Concord and Ninth made this little note card envelope set. I think it was last year, or maybe the year before last, and I have never used it. And I got to thinking, do I have an envelope die that already cuts something of a similar size to the note cards I made? Because the note cards I made are not your average size type of card. So I didn't think I could go out and buy an envelope. I know Stampin' Up makes them, but I wanted to use my designer paper that I used for the box. So of course I wanted to see if I could die cut something. So there are two sets here. The envelope, which is right here, you could see with the two pink paper tape on here. The instructions are actually on the back side. I wrote them down so I would remember. But you basically will cut a 4x11 piece of paper, so you can actually get 3 envelopes out of a 12x12 piece of paper, which is what I did. And it was great because I had a scrap left over too that was from the same designer paper. So you're going to take your 4x11 piece of paper, and Concord and Ninth has designed the die so that it's got these little grooves, and these line up with that each side of the paper, the edge of the paper, and you basically take the die, and this is based on their instructions, and you can see that little notch at the end. You basically line that up with the edge of the end of the paper and the 2 notches on the sides, so you are lining up along the lines of the die, and then you tape it down so it doesn't move around. You could use a magnetic plate for this, but I've been using just the tape. And then you do the same thing to the other side. Now this will create an envelope of a certain size, and obviously I needed to make sure that my note cards would fit inside of this envelope that cuts out. And once you die cut this, it's gonna look like this, right? So then you go to the scoreboard and you just score it in the 4 places here in the corners, basically connecting the corners up. And when you fold it up, you end up with an envelope. Now, I tried this a couple of different times because I actually have the add-on die, which is this doily right here, this doily edge. And this is not the same. I started using this one first. This is not the same height as the other one, so I didn't realize when I was doing my measurements, calculating how I needed to do this, that this one is actually shorter than the other one. So I figured out how to do it with this one, and then I switched over to the other die because I wanted a plainer look, not this decorative doily with the hearts. And let me show you that. It's right here. So this is the envelope all folded up, and you fold down the flap like this. See how cute that is? So that's the envelope that it makes, and I had to make sure that number 1, my card would fit inside, which it does, and number 2, the envelope fits in the box that I made, because that was another deal. It couldn't be too tall to fit inside the box, and I have made 4 note cards, so I had to make sure all of them fit in the box inside their envelopes, which it does. So here is the box, and you can see down in here there are 4 envelopes, and the 4 envelopes I made using the same collection from Studio Light. and that's what you see in the background here. I don't have a lot of the paper left, and so it makes a really cute envelope that you can make from designer paper, and it matches the cards that I made. This all got started because I saw the stamp that I had from Celebration with the lavender, so I thought of this paper because it's all lavender sort of themed, not just the color, but the actual prints on the paper are lavender, if you look at this. So that's the reason that it kind of inspired me to do that. So you can see you can make 4 little note cards to go in this gift set, and it works perfectly. So this Concord & 9th envelope has been out for a while, and you can buy the add-on as well. It has a coordinating stamp. I believe they put it out for Thanksgiving. No, sorry, Valentine's Day, because I think I might have the stamp. I'm not sure, but there's a coordinating stamp that goes with it from Concord & 9th, and you get these also, these little dies here. See, there's little hearts. This says with love, and that die cuts, and then there's one that says for you. There's a heart. These two are for making the little tie thingy that, you know, you kind of twist it around with the with some twine, and then there's a bow, and then there's a notch that you can cut out of the paper to tuck the flap in for the envelope, which I didn't use. And then there's a couple more hearts, and there's also this banner. So that is the little die set that I figured that I already had. I didn't have to go out and buy something, and I didn't have to sit there and score it all out on my scoreboard. This is the name of the die, Love Notes Envelope Dies. And then of course the doily one is an add-on, Lacy Love Note add-on die. So just wanted to share that, and I hope you guys are having a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.